Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello, Hellions and rock and rollers and metalheads all through the land. Welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is Steve, your host. I'm joined as always by
BC
and
BB.
Our keyboard guy tonight is
Dylan.
And tonight we have a special guest actually in the studio here with us tonight,
flesh.
Mr. Sonny H. Pooni. Esquire.
I am disappointed there is no keyboard.
Yeah,
I was thinking there was actually like a
I had one
keyboard.
They took it away from me because I was.
I mean the computer keyboard. There's actually two of them here then.
I kept doing the Phantom of the Opera run, and they were like, "Stop."
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't want any church music on the podcast. Sonny,
Glad to be
welcome
here.
to our lair here. You are our first out-of-state guest that we've had here on the podcast. That's awesome. We went out for dinner, all of us, before, and all of us, with the exception of Sonny, had a couple of beverages before we got rolling here tonight. Sonny, welcome. Oh, Dylan didn't either.
Oh yeah. No, the chicken wing place was great. I finally, got invited to chicken wings, so I figured I'd go.
Because
it's
they're the
interesting.
second best wings in the world.
Yeah, that's the weird part, that they're the second best wings. Who's got the best wings?
Buffalo.
The Anchor Bar in Buffalo, they claim.
Oh, I thought you claimed that. They
Oh,
claimed
no,
that.
that's the, I guess
Oh
that's
yeah,
the
it's
thing.
on the sign.
No, it's on the sign.
He has no authority to claim the best.
You
one.
can't claim nothing.
He can't even claim this podcast as his own. Goddammit.
I'm a puppet, someone else owns it.
Yeah, I was on tour, so I figured I'd stop through Carbondale. So
Yeah, it was great, Sonny. We
We got
kind
a
of
sold out show here then.
Yeah, we kind of had this in the works for a month or so, and Sonny said he might be up in the area, so we kind of worked it out. And let's welcome
There he is.
live, not Memorex BC, now live.
In the flesh.
All right, cool. Sonny, welcome aboard. What's going on with you these days?
Nothing. Just working, listening to tunes. A few days away from the Monsters of Rock cruise and seeing Kiss live, and there's a lot of live shows going on. I want to see Maiden, Winery Dogs. Like there's a bunch of shows I want to see.
There's a ton because we have when we're going to M3, a bunch of the bands are playing like the week before or the week after M3 in our area. So and some of them are overlapping, but the Winery Dogs, I don't think they're a band that's going to be at M3, but they're playing.
But they're playing at
I think the
Penn's Peak.
Thursday night before we go.
Right.
Which now they added another night onto M3, which is unofficial, but it's a Thursday night show, and Every Mother's Nightmare is playing there.
Did see that?
And a couple other bands that I never heard of, but I'm sure they're the kind of stuff that we listen to. But
Yeah.
we're not going to be able to make that.
Yeah. Is there any alliteration with the Thursday night, like with the sleazy, slimy Sunday?
I don't think so.
I don't. It's called something.
It's
It's
like
called
something.
something, but nothing cool
The
like that.
tyrannical, thirsty Thursday, or
Throwback
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Throwback Thursday.
nothing crazy like that.
The
I don't
slimy
think.
thing was Sunday.
8-4,
Sleazy, slimy Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like Thirsty Thursday or anything
Thursday,
like that.
Thursday.
But Sonny, thanks for coming with it. It was awesome having dinner with you. And before we get into it, what are we listening to? Sonny, our esteemed guest, what are you listening to these days, my friend?
Talking about the Winery Dogs, it was a 2.5-hour drive today, and I was listening to Winery Dogs the whole way because they're playing back-to-back nights in Milwaukee at some point, March or April or something like that. So I'm looking forward to it.
Are
Where
you?
about?
It's going to be, I think it might be at the casino at Potawatomi.
Are you allowed near Richie Johnson?
Yeah, well, that's far enough away.
Okay.
There's a barrier
All right.
there.
As long
I'm
as
not allowed to sign up for the meet.
At least,
Yeah, if he ever
at
does,
least he has to be at least in the second row.
if Richie Kotzen ever plays with Jeff Scott Soto, Sonny's not going to be allowed in the same state.
Well, I was somewhere where they were both there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I went to a Richie Kotzen show in L.A. Me and this guy went. Great show. We go to the merch booth, we buy a couple of things. On the way out, I run into Howie Simon. And I'm like, hey, you're Howie Simon. He goes, why? Do I owe you money? And my friend bolts because
As
he
a
thought
matter
there was
of
going to be a rumble. Right. So I'm like, where'd he go? And he goes, no, I'm here with Jeff. I'm like, Jeff's here? And boom! Got a couple of pictures. And
Sorry, buddy. Nice meeting you. Where's Jeff?
Later,
Where's Jeff? Kick to the curb after about 3 seconds. So Sonny's got winery dogs going on. BB, what do you got going?
The Audio Slave from 2002 has been throwing around my headphones the last couple of days. Something came up, and you'll hear more about it later when we get into the program. But delving back into this, just an amazing album with some songs that I cannot believe, didn't get their deserving credits, because this is one kick-ass album.
Yep.
What album is it?
It's their self-titled
Okay.
from 2002.
I'll have to take your word for it.
You have the members of Rage Against the Machine with the awesome vocals of Chris Cornell.
Yeah.
Can't beat that.
Cool. How about you, Dylan?
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What do you got
I was listening to the Murder Dolls Women and Children Last recently. Such a good album. I remember seeing them live opening for Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper. And actually Joey Jordison was pulling double duty because he was drumming for Rob Zombie at the time. Such a good album. It's like kind of like shock rock-ish, a little heavier. There's a nice song, Motherfucker See, Motherfucker Do. Moment of
that
Violence.
sounds like a wholesome song.
Yeah, absolutely. Homicide Drive.
Bring your kids.
Summertime Suicide. So it's a really upbeat, wholesome album. Check it out if you're interested in some really positive, Chapel of Blood, Bored to Death. Oh, that's cool. The Widowmaker.
Yeah, I met him once, and he signed his picture of playing the Blood Splatter.
That's really cool. That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Wednesday 13 and Jay Jordison just do such amazing things. Right, I love the two of them together. I wish
you
they
ever
would come
played
out with
that
another
guitar?
album.
I don't know how to play.
I hung it.
This was like the last album they put out, and I wish they would come out with another one.
Is that when we saw them for that? Was that the...
Women and Children last year. I bought a signed copy of it at the merch stand. It's a great band. I wish they would come out with more stuff, but Joey Jordison's back with Slipknot coming out with a new album this year, so
Yay.
yeah. I'm the only one at this table excited about that. I know that for a fact.
All right. BC, how about you?
I guess I'm preparing for M3. The last few days I've been listening to Heaven's Edge. So, until today. These guys know what's up.
Yeah, then
God. I should have called an Uber.
Why? What'd you have on what?
Well, we'll talk about it.
We'll
in a
talk
minute.
about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you can guess.
Did you play that awesome Styx Mission album for those guys?
Radio Silence.
Awesome. See, he thought it was the Roxanne album, Radio Silence, but he put the Styx Radio Silence on there.
God damn it.
All right. And actually, speaking of Styx, I've been listening to, and actually, I listened to it last night, and I hadn't heard it in a while.
Cornerstone.
And I was well, that too. Actually, Cornerstone I did listen to. I'll get in that in a second. But Paradise Theater, I haven't listened to that album in probably 20 years. And at the Rockin' Pod Expo this year, at the vinyl show they had the next day, I picked it up, but it was the etched version of it. Do you ever see the etched version of it? It has the label on side one, and it has like both side songs written on there. But then if you flip the other side over, the vinyl's etched, and it has Styx etched on the vinyl itself, and it plays. And it's really cool looking. I'll have to post
Isn't
a
it like a
picture. It's very
swirly
cool.
whirly something? I didn't think the Styx was on it.
It's Styx. It says Styx on it.
No, because you got
It's
it
like
at
the Japanese version or something.
You got it at the Expo, right? Because I remember.
The Expo, not the next day. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it at the Expo.
Yeah. Really cool. But the album itself, though, I haven't listened to that album in probably.
Well, it's because
probably 20 years.
You have too much time on your hands.
I think
I
the
know.
album
I
I
wish I
have
had
just
so much
has like
fucking time
swirls
on my
on it for something. I don't remember seeing.
No, it's got Styx on it.
Styx on
And
it.
it like goes and it swirls like into the album, but it
Right.
Counterclockwise
Okay.
swirl.
yeah.
I
And
remember
it's
the
all
swirls.
black.
I
It's
don't
not
remember
like a
seeing
colored
Styx.
thing.
Thanks, Sonny.
We have a weatherman that says that all the time too.
I do the pinch.
No, not the
In a knuckle.
Not the knuckle.
Okay, and actually, I was listening to Cornerstone also, which is actually one of my favorite Styx albums. So, cool stuff, you guys. Let us know what you're listening to out there. If you want us to check something out, let us know. We will absolutely check it out. And before we get into it, we're going to take a little break for the news.
Hey, fellas, have you heard the news?
right, this week in the news. This one I thought was kind of a little surprise, but kind of not after I thought about it. BC, I'm sure you're familiar with this. Janet Gardner opted out of Vixen.
Yes.
And Lorraine Lewis from Femme Fatale is going to be the singer now. What do you think?
I mean, cool replacement. At least you know who it is. But I guess Femme Fatale will be no more now, from what I read today, unfortunately. But hey, one door closes, another door opens, and hopefully we see something good out of it.
Yeah, because I think Janet's going to go on her own, and I think they played Denver the other night. There's a couple quick snippets I saw on line today. Waiting for the big one they did, and How Much Love. There were the two songs that they kind of clipped.
I did see
and
that.
it was kind of weird, but they were the only, like, I don't understand. Like, you could see people filming, but they're the only two clips on YouTube. Like, that's it. And they're like, one's a minute and one's like 36 minutes. I mean, one is a minute and like 36 seconds, and that's it. Like,
Wow.
you know, it was just weird. Like, I couldn't find anything else, but they sound pretty good.
I thought Femme Fatale was supposed to play the Monsters of Rock cruise too, weren't they? That probably is not going to happen if that is the case.
Oh, I don't know.
No, I did see that.
Yeah, I think
you're right.
I think they are going to play though.
Are they still going to play?
I think they are. Yeah.
It'll be the Femme Fatale finale.
Yeah, the
Whoa.
Femme Finale.
Yeah, and it's weird too because we saw, in quotations, the Vixen version before they were allowed to be called Vixen again. Because remember they were like JGSG or whatever.
Yes.
It was all the initials as the first names of the girls in the band. Because the original singer owned the name, and then she passed away. Then they got the name back,
The guitar player.
or the guitar player. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then they got the name back, and now the singer's gone. So, but both are great. And Janet Gardner had a solo album out. I think it was either last year or the year before. That was really it was good. I enjoyed it.
Her
It
and her
didn't-
husband, I guess.
didn't make my list, but it was good. There was some good stuff on there. So good luck, Lorraine, and good luck, Janet, out there doing your solo stuff. Kiss will be playing the Whiskey A Go Go on February 11th, which is I don't know, a little odd. I don't know. A small place, and it's the first time they played a club since I think 1992, when they did a couple shows, warm up for Revenge, I believe, maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong on that, but it's a little odd. It's a small place, and it's a Sirius XM exclusive thing where it was an invitation only from them, I guess, from Sirius. I didn't get an invitation. I'm a subscriber. They didn't invite me, so
That's why you have to tune in the channel 111. I think it is. They're gonna.
yeah, it's going to be
It's
well. It's
some
going to be
goofy number.
on their channel, and then it's going to be on. It's going to play on. There's going to be an exclusive Kiss channel on Sirius XM. I don't know what channel, maybe 36 or something. I don't know. Don't quote me again. And see how well prepared I am. But they're going to replay it on Howard Stern too. It's going to be recorded on the 11th. It's going to premiere on, I think, the Kiss channel on the 12th, and then on maybe the 15th, it's going to replay on Howard Stern's channel. I think that's the 111.
Oh, okay.
So is this going to be the set list that they're going to have for the end of the road tour, or what?
I would say probably. I would say they're probably not even going to do it.
Yeah, they'll probably do maybe like seven to 10 songs.
I think it's not going to be a full.
No, they'll probably play for like.
I
an
would
hour.
hope it would be a full show, because I would hate to think if, say, they did pick me and I did go out there, say me and one of us went out there, and I, got a hotel and flew out there and shit, went out there for like fucking 10 songs, I would be pissed.
Hey, but you would be one of the only few to be
I would.
for those 10 songs.
But hey,
What if one of those 10 was
after
got love for sale?
Kiss Cruise 8 last year, I'm kind of used to disappointments with those guys, so I wouldn't be that disappointed. But it's actually I think it's going to be cool. I'll listen to it. I'm sure it's going to be filmed. And could this be Kiss Alive 5?
Oof.
I don't know.
I doubt it, but
you never know.
It's an interesting thought, though. It's an interesting
Kiss
thought.
Alive 5 from the tour they're going to do, yeah.
Yeah. And as you're listening to this, today is the 25th of December. Wow, I'm a month off. January 2019. And if you're listening to it on the day that it came out, the new King Diamond live album came out, which BC and I, all of us have really been interested in seeing. They recorded it back in 2015, I think it was.
Oh, that back, huh?
I think
Yeah,
it was
there's like a
15 or
couple
I think it was
shows that
2015 was because they filmed like the day after we saw them in New York, or like that week or something
Because we
like
saw
that.
them
So
14 and 15. Yeah.
I can't believe that was that long ago. That feels like much more recent.
it does. But I looked. It was 2000. I think it was 2015. So look for that out there if you're a King Diamond fan. Fantastic live, and he's not a guy that hides. I've said it before that he has some vocal help on stage. That the female that sings there is actually his wife, I believe, and she backs him up on the really high stuff. And she's not hiding behind a curtain. She's out on the side of the stage, and it's there's nothing hidden, no tracking shit going on there.
Yeah, that's what's great. Like, at least
Be out front.
You're not like Robert Mason hiding in the amplifier when we was helping Ozzy out.
Right.
At least you see her. She's on the side of the stage.
And there's nothing wrong.
No, it didn't. Hey, believe me, it didn't take away from my enjoyment of the show when we saw him the two times.
No.
It was
really good.
I thought it was great. And like we said before, there's a band that we never thought we'd get to see live, and we actually have seen them twice already, which was kick ass.
Back-to-back years.
Yeah, and the on the DVD, there's two different shows that they show. There's one from the Grass Pop meeting that's in Europe, and then the one for the United States is from the Fillmore. The track listings are pretty much the same, but he does a couple songs, then he does the whole Abigail album. And it's fantastic. He does Out of the Asylum, Welcome Home, Sleepless Nights, Halloween, Eye of the Witch, Melissa, Come to the Sabbath, Them. Then he starts into Abigail, Funeral, Mansion in the Darkness, Family Ghosts, Seventh Day of July, 1777, Omens, Possession, Abigail, Black Horseman, and Insanity. Just a great set. If you're a King Diamond fan out there, you will absolutely love it. And if you're not, check it out.
And it's cool because we got to see him do Evil instead of, I think, Halloween we didn't see him do.
Right.
So it's cool that we get to see the other song that we didn't get to see on the tour with this DVD release.
All right. Yeah, he's fantastic live. Like, if you guys have not checked out King Diamond, check him out. You will not be disappointed.
He's got the crossbone, the femur, and the tibia mic stand.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
And he's had that for forever.
Oh, God. But the guitar player is just, I think.
Oh, both
yeah,
of them, they're
absolutely.
freaking kick ass.
It's a great backing band.
It's a fantastic thing. One more, Dylan. What do you got?
So I heard some. A lot of this is rumors and hearsay, but I thought it'd be fun to talk about anyways. The Damned Things, the awesome supergroup that featured Scott Ian, Rob Caggiano, along with the lead vocalist for, I believe, Every Time I Die, and then the drummer and the guitarist from Fall Out Boy, which is awesome. But Rob Caggiano's out. He's no longer with the band. That is confirmed from the man himself. Scott Ian said that they are coming out with new music, and they do have a show booked at a festival, I believe, in March. So they are currently doing it. But the thing that I'm most excited about is there's a rumor going around because they posted on Instagram a photo with the bassist from Alkaline Trio, Dan Andriano, and there's rumors that he's going to be joining the Damned Things, which would be really, really cool. I really like him. He does kind of co-lead vocals with Matt Skiba and the Alkaline Trio, so maybe they'll have another vocalist as well.
Another dimension added to the band.
There.
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar? I know BC. I know you're familiar. BB, are you familiar with the Damn Things?
No, I'm not.
It's a great album.
Great album,
I think
really
you'd
good
like
album.
You'd like it a lot.
Yeah, it's got elements that I think you would like. So check that out there. And they're doing new music, correct?
They are. Scott Ian says that they have an album in the works for
That's
this
great.
year.
I can't wait to hear that. That's going to be cool.
I like the Damn Thing. How long ago would that come out?
That was back.
That was like 2009, 2010.
Yeah, that was
something
during
like
Fall
that.
Out
That was
Boys.
a while ago.
That was during Fall Out Boy's hiatus, I believe.
Yeah.
Let me get the date.
I know
on
it was a
that.
while ago.
No,
It was
I didn't want to see it.
early. I think it was
Probably a good 10 years ago.
2010. Iconoclast is the name of the album.
It was
Really
though.
good.
I like
Yeah,
it.
Really
very
good
good
album.
album. So check out the Damn Things and look for new music from them. And we will jump back into the show. All right. Now, here's my favorite part of tonight's show. This is where I get to turn the show over to our first-time host. This guy has not hosted a show ever in the history of this podcast. BB has hosted a couple shows. Dylan has hosted a couple shows. I'm sure you're sick of hearing me host these fucking shows. So now it's BC's turn. We're going to turn the show over to BC. He's going to tell us the idea that he had and what we're going to do.
That's
All right, hang on. BC.
I don't know. How do you do that?
You got to have just a little bit of spit come out when you do
that
it.
says it's iconic.
Anyways, everybody has their favorite bands out there, and the one day we were just throwing ideas around, and we figured, hey, every band puts out greatest hits, and there's always songs on there that you can live without. So we figured to make up our own greatest hits for whatever band we wanted to pick. So we all picked bands, and here we are with our greatest hits. And let's start it off with the little Steve.
Oh, me? Really?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
let's go with Steve.
Okay.
Alphabetical order so far.
But BC, you didn't tell us where you actually thought of this, though. Didn't you tell us you thought about it when you were in the shower or some fucking thing?
Yeah, and of course, most of my ideas come to me in the shower. But
He's attending to the twig and berries.
Yeah.
oh, by the way, let's do
I'll give you one of my greatest hits here.
here's our greatest hits for you.
Greatest hits, not shits, right?
That's the name of my album.
Some
really?
might argue that, but
No, Dream Theater already used that, right?
No, greatest hit.
Greatest hit.
21 other pretty cool songs.
All right. I wanted to do something different. Surprise. I wanted to pick something that I think gets marginalized once in a while. I'm doing just a Brian Johnson AC/DC greatest hits. My greatest hits, not what, other people's ideas of hits. You're not going to hear Shook Me All Night Long, BC. I'm sorry.
kind of bummed out.
But what we're doing is,
Hoping
though,
it's somebody's bonus pick.
not yet. Yeah, not yet. but what we wanted to do, in this, I brought in this idea. We wanted to do like 10 songs and then 2 bonus tracks. But I figured let's have everyone else pick the bonus tracks for these albums, and you don't pick your own. So you pick them for everyone else's except for your own. I named my album Brian Johnson AC/DC Show Your Johnsons.
Show to Johnson.
And they all had Johnson's, Lassard. Johnson's as far as the eye could see. And what a lovely
Could have
sight
been
it
Hard
was.
as a Rock. That could have been.
That's already an album.
That's an album. Yeah.
Yeah, but
No.
Creativity, come on.
Come on, Dylan, work with me. All right, and the first 2 songs on my thing are, which I think is a great build-up song. Our awesome band that we love, Harpo, they would always play this song. It would be a build to when they would come on stage. Are You Ready? From the Razor's Edge. Are you ready? I think it's a perfect song to
Don't worry, I'll
start.
play the song.
Harpo,
You don't
that's
have
right. And then my second song is going to be from the Maximum Overdrive soundtrack, Who Made Who. I think is a very underrated song out there. It was kind of a hit for them. I think it got quite a bit of airplay when it came out. But I really like it. I think it's got a good solid solo, and I think it's a good feel song. And Are You Ready is just a great build-up song.
I have to agree with Steve on that one. Are you ready? As soon as I saw that listed, I'm like, Harpo. The first thing comes to my mind. As soon as I hear that, Harpo. The crowd getting all ready for them to come out. And that's my fondest memory of that song. And I like that for that. And,
But they never played that song.
They never did.
Who is it?
No,
No, Harpo.
Harpo.
Who's that?
Forget it.
Anyway,
Okay.
I'm
and then,
sick, okay?
Moving on.
and then Who Made Who? To me, it was like kind of mainstream AC/DC. And
You usually don't get that from me.
That's blasphemy.
what's it?
Mainstream
Yeah.
shit.
Mainstream.
So it had the movie. I like it. You can
Yeah,
dig it.
Billy from Harpo said that his lawyer will be in contact with you for starting your album with this. And I tried to talk him out of it.
I'm going to be represented by Sonny Pooni Esquire.
Oh, okay, good. I'm glad he's here because I think
Because he did such a good job on the Tame Me Down episode.
Yeah, Are You Ready is great, and Who Made Who, just another classic AC/DC rockin' song, and like BC said, some of the songs were a little surprisingly picked because you're the greatest hits that are not the hits. But we just start off the album. I like it.
You're the hipster.
You're
Anti-hits.
anti-hits.
That's right.
I'll start with Who Made Who. I remember it on MTV constant, like every hour.
Every hour.
Right? Seemed like every hour. Good at that anthemic rocker. I think it's a great song. Are you ready? So I'm listening to them. Are you ready for a good time? All right. My wife says that to me, I'm out of here right now. And she says that to me,
on the
I'm
next
really
flight.
scared.
He's running out the door.
But it's one of my fave AC/DC songs. Are you ready?
Yeah, Are You Ready? I think it's a classic AC/DC stomper song, and that's the Brian Johnson era always has those classic like songs that have the steady beat going and just the classic riff, and that's a really good song to have that. Although I do think that Sweet Apple Pie is a really weird lyric to start on. Like that's a weird lyric to just like have as the first thing that Brian Johnson sings.
Just think about what that is.
No, I know, Dad. God.
Whoa. We're a family show here.
Moving on. Who Made Who? Who Made Who's a classic song. I love the gradual build of it. It's almost like the instruments are being added, like it's getting more complex as it goes. The movie is fucking terrible, though.
Oh, it's a horrible movie.
Like the Green Goblin truck, and
That is cool.
somebody
Green Goblin truck is
somebody gets killed by a vending machine shooting Coke cans. Emilio Estevez is in that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not a good movie, but it's a great soundtrack for the movie. So those are two good picks to show off your album, I think.
All right, up next I have, which is maybe a theme song for us on this podcast. One of the theme songs for us. Have a Drink on Me from Back in Black. Absolutely love that song. It names all the food groups of alcohol when you go through it. I really enjoyed it. It's a great fucking party song, and I like the when the song starts rolling, then he's like, "Come on, Dan," and then it really seems to get a good pace in the song going. I absolutely friggin' love that song. And this song, actually, Dylan kind of chastised me for this song, and I will tell you why I picked this song. I picked Anything Goes from Black Ice. It's kind of a poppy, upbeat song for AC/DC, I think. But I love the solo in it because it's one of the few modern solos of Angus Young that is actually like a quick picking song for him. More up-tempo solo type thing, not the mid-tempo kind of stuff that they've been doing for the last like 20 years. I think it's more of an upbeat song, and I like it. It's a good foot tapper.
It's true. BB, what do you think?
Actually, I wrote down Anything Goes is probably one of my favorite songs actually on it because it's so different of an AC/DC song. It's not what you expect. And AC/DC got a little lost in my shuffle after Flick of the Switch. So kind of going deeper in their catalog, this was a quite a nice surprise. And Have a Drink on Me, another, every song on Back in Black kicks ass. So far, pretty stellar album so far, kid.
Have a Drink on Me, as our normal host would say, phenomenal. I was gonna say, but I can't do I can't do it. Yeah, I can't do it. Yeah.
Have a Drink on Me.
Yeah, a classic. Love that song. Anything Goes, almost radio friendly, right? When I hadn't heard it in a while, when I heard it the other day, I'm like, wow, I forgot this is AC/DC. It's a good song though. It's easy to listen.
Yeah.
The tough part for AC/DC for me is, like when I listen to songs in the car, I want to be able to sing along, and for whatever reason, I can't sing along with AC/DC because I can't hit any of the notes. I've tried lower register, still can't do it, right? And you really want a good time. Like I just can't do it. Right? So I usually have to be listening to it as background music, and I'm doing something else, and then it just kind of gets your head bopping. And of course, you've heard these songs at every concert we've ever been to, all of our lives.
Right.
Plays AC/DC to get you pumped up. So yeah, great song.
Yeah, I mean, Have a Drink on Me is a classic AC/DC song. Like BB said, you could literally pick anything from Back in Black.
Throw a dart at it, right?
Yeah, they didn't make a greatest hits album. So Anything Goes, I don't know what it is about the song, but I always thought it was the weakest track off of Black Ice. I remember hearing it for the first time. I didn't like how Brian Johnson sang the song, and it seemed a little too middling for me. I don't know. And like the guitar, like it was a little annoying for me. I don't know what it is about the song that never clicked with me, but I never really liked Anything Goes. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, when I never heard the song before Anything Goes. For the first time hearing it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Because AC/DC lost me
It was a single.
after. And it's very, I think Sonny said it feels very radio-ish for AC/DC. So, I mean, it's not bad. Very steady, very AC/DC. Like you said, the solo's a little bit different. But the classic "Have a Drink on Me," that's one of my all-time favorite AC/DC songs and songs in general.
That's right.
But you can't go wrong with that.
All right, moving on. Next song is from Rock or Bust, which is an album I wanted to include this album in there. It's not one of my favorites. It's not even around the top, even close. But this was the song that when it came out, it was one of the theme songs for Major League Baseball. It was it's called "Play Ball," which I think is another good song. I thought it needed to be out there. I like the vibe that it gives off. It's a newer song and it's not a lot of people know it, but if you were watching baseball then, it was cool because they showed the different like good plays and stuff like that they do. I thought it was a solid song to put on there. And this next song I think is from one of probably the most underrated AC/DC albums, from Flick of the Switch, which if you want to just listen to a fantastic fucking AC/DC album, listen to Flick of the Switch. I think it's a fantastic album. I really, really enjoy this song. And it's a great rocker. The solo in it is great. And it's the first album with Simon Wright on drums.
Play Ball, I don't think I've ever heard Rock or Bust front to back. I don't know why. I just never listened to it. So listening to this, and just like with BC, with Anything Goes, it was a pleasant surprise for me. I thought the solo in it was really great, and I liked it definitely better than Anything Goes. Guns for Hire is probably my favorite song on this list. I just love the chorus of it. It's such a powerful chorus. It has the awesome background vocals that I love AC/DC, like when they have it. And it's just like, it's got that drive, and it's got that awesome groove.
You just picture Malcolm and Cliff Williams just marching up to the microphones and singing the background of this song.
Yeah, it's such a great anthemic AC/DC song that I think should get more recognition than it gets currently.
Sonny?
Play Ball, I don't know if you've ever seen the video. It's a pretty fun video.
I think I have.
Yeah, it's pretty
But
fun.
I mean, I haven't seen it like forever.
One thing about AC/DC songs, I like it that sometimes like they're super short, right? It's like 3.5 minutes, they move on to the next thing.
Right to the point.
A lot of them sound the same, but I guess if it ain't broke. Guns for Hire, I really like the song. There's no doubt about it. I think there's something about AC/DC that makes you want to like it, and it might just be like, it's simplicity. Like it's just straight ahead rock. There's no frills, no craziness.
No thinking involved.
Yeah, I'm surprised, honestly, that I can tolerate Brian's voice, because normally that whiny voice I don't like. But there's something about AC/DC that hooks you, and I think it's just because it's just simple.
BB.
Yeah, Play Ball. Love the song. Get you in the mood for baseball season right around the corner. Guns for Hire. I love in the beginning how there's like that one note strum. He does it for maybe like 10, 12 seconds. And it's only one note, but you're like, I don't know what it was, but it was just fantastic. And it catches your ear. You're like, now you're glued. And I thought they were another two good picks.
Again, Play Ball for me was, again, first time hearing it again. Because there was a time I checked out on AC/DC. Not saying proudly, but that comes on, like I said, a nice steady AC/DC, and I love the solo. And then Guns for Hire, just all good rocker to me. You get, like Sonny said, you just put this on, it's not 5-10 minutes long. It's boom, three or so minutes, and that was it.
Just a minor, just a little squirt of air there.
What's your next two?
My next two, I'm gonna go back to the Back in Black album, and I like to dig deep into this album. I'm sick of hearing the same shit all the time. Hell's Bell, not that they're not bad songs. Hell's Bells, Back in Black. What's that other one? You Shook Me Out. I can't even think of the name of this song. But I like digging deeper in this album. And the next one I'm gonna pick here on my album is gonna be "What Do You Do for Money, Honey?" I think it's the other hidden gem on this album. It's just a great song, and this is a good song. I think that would, like, if I'm sure you're out there, you're an AC/DC fan, you're familiar with Angus like prancing around the stage, like doing this kind of Chuck Berry kind of thing. I could definitely see him doing that to this song, and the chorus and the background vocals is just fantastic on this, honey, and it's just a great AC/DC song. And the next one I'm going to pick is "I Put the Finger on You" from For Those About to Rock. I absolutely love this album. I remember I actually never even ever bought this album. Actually, I bought it on CD like years later, but I actually won this album off of a radio station when it first came out. So I never had to buy it. And it was always a favorite album of mine. And I Put the Finger on You is just a fantastic, a great, fun, forgotten track from an excellent album. And I think it's, it's tough to stand anything next to Back in Black, but this album is a lot better than people give it credit for.
So you won the album.
I did win the album.
Vinyl.
I still have it.
The radio station giving out records.
Still have it. I know.
It's unheard of.
That shows you how long ago it was and how old I am.
Good. BB, what do you think?
What do you do for money, honey? That's probably, like Steve said, it's probably one of my favorites off that album because it's always the one that's forgotten about. I Put the Finger on You was all right to me. It was a rockin' AC/DC song, and nothing really thrilled me about it.
All right. What do you do for money, honey? I still ask this question to women. Is that wrong?
I don't know. You're asking them what their job is.
Yeah, I'm just asking.
You're right.
There's
What do
nothing
you do for money, honey?
I love at the end when Brian's saying what you're gonna do, and then Angus is doing that same lick with a guitar. Like, it's really cool. It's a really cool way to end the song. I Put the Finger on You. So, our listeners can't see us, but I am strategically
Lucky
placed
them.
in the room so that at any time tonight, BC, Steve, and Dylan cannot reach me with a punch. I can at least see it because I Put the Finger on You is not a good song. It is silly, and I cannot get into it. I'm sorry.
And he just said how cool the songs are because they're simple. It's simple.
That was not good.
What do you think, Don?
What Do You Do for Money, Honey is an amazing AC/DC song. Like Sonny said, I love the call and response at the end. I always love when bands do that, where the singer will do something and then the guitarist will riff it right back. It's always a classic way to get Dylan to love the song. And honestly, I Put the Finger on You. I don't have anything written down for it.
Did you listen to it?
I listened to it.
Okay.
I couldn't come up with anything.
So he just defaults to what I said.
It's okay.
At that side of the table, fuck y'all.
BB said he thought it was okay as well.
No, but I mean,
There,
That's
BC
the
will save him.
lukewarm side of
BC
the
will save
table.
him.
I'll say,
This is the greatest song ever.
this is the best. What do you do for money is classic AC/DC. I mean, like you said, one of the main ones on it. For me, off that album, is a go-to song. And I Put the Finger on You. I like it. And out of his greatest hits album, I picked it as my favorite one.
Really?
Yeah.
Out of all these tracks?
Well, I mean, I did pick some of the ones that are
Sonny's grabbing his chest. BB's knocking on his head.
Drink on me.
McFly, hello.
Let me clarify myself. I picked this one out of the ones I really wasn't familiar with. How's that?
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
Because I'm like,
no.
I'm like, you have a drink on me and What You Do for Money, and you pick I Put the Finger on You?
Out of the albums. Let me clarify that.
I get you.
No one's got beat up there. Tough crowd. And what's your last
It
two
is.
going to be, Steve?
See what it's like running the show? It's not easy, buddy. It's not fucking
I
easy.
gotta get back over there.
So I'd like to go to the show.
All right.
We're doing raw.
My next two songs are This House Is on Fire, another one from Flick of the Switch I thought was a cool. It's got a very, like a smooth sounding kind of light, kind of gun shooting kind of feel to it, I think. And I love the background vocals on it, and I think that the solo is really, really good in it. And I'm going to end up my album with the song from Fly on the Wall, which we haven't heard from this album tonight, and Shake Your Foundations. And it's very anthemic. I love the chorus, and the I-I-O is like a perfect like AC/DC like background kind of thing they got going on there. It's got a good simple solo, but the solo is short, but it's like totally fits the song. And I wanted to end it up with like kind of an anthem.
Anthem of the Heart and Anthem of the Mind.
I mean, it's no Rock and Roll Night, but come on. Right. Whatever you say. I wasn't listening.
I know. Go figure.
Let's hear from Dylan.
Okay. This is House on Fire. I think it's another great AC/DC chorus. That's one thing that AC/DC always does really well, is a nice sing-along chorus. And especially doubly so for Shake Your Foundations. I've always loved this song. And like sometimes I'll hate it. like because I don't like how they sing the chorus, but other times I'll absolutely love it. So it's really weird that I'll flip-flop on it. I'm right now in the loving it phase, but it's an underrated album. I think there's a lot of good songs on that album that I think are always overlooked. So I'm glad that you picked Shake Your Foundations because that's a good one from there.
Sonny.
This House is on Fire. Love the riff. The riff is really cool, and it just goes to show you, right? We're on a nice song, and they're just unbelievably consistent with their sound. They just don't get away from their sound. Shake Your Foundation, you got to check out that video. That video is interesting too, because usually when I listen to this stuff and if I don't have it, I go to YouTube. And if there's an official video, I'll watch the video at the same time.
Yeah,
that one's an interesting video, but that song's overall good too.
Yeah, two good closers. You know, like we kind of said already in the last couple songs, they're almost kind of same tunage. You know what you expect.
Same voltage.
Voltage. Ooh, there you go. High voltage. Just
Give me high.
They were okay. They were okay for me. They were okay.
Just okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, The House on Fire, to me, real good riff, and I like the chorus. That's what brings it to me. And Shake Your Foundation, steady, straightforward AC/DC, and like Steve said, that which finishes off that album.
Yeah, I gotta say, when I picked these, I just like the solidness of some of these songs. They're just like right in the pocket. Not the only one that was really out of kind of the wheelhouse was Anything Goes. I think that kind of wasn't the one that was in the vein of the rest of the songs. But I wanted to throw something a little different in there, and I love the solo in that song. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to throw out some songs there that maybe are not played in their set list or that are kind of forgotten, but are like really good Brian Johnson AC/DC songs.
All right. But so we heard Steve's top 10. I mean, Dylan, what two songs would you throw on there if you were doing it?
My two bonus tracks for AC/DC. You picked Who Made Who, which is from a soundtrack. I also picked a song that's from a soundtrack. You have to go from Last Action Hero, Big Guns. Love that song. It's such a powerful.
Great movie too.
It's a good movie. Last Action Hero.
It is a cool movie.
Like it's such a that is like another song that I would put up with. Like if somebody asked me what is Brian Johnson AC/DC like, I would put Big Guns up there because it's such a great song to represent the band during that era. And my second song is off of Razor's Edge, I believe, Fire Your Guns. A nice fast pace. You got Chris Slade on drums, who I think is their best drummer personally. I remember seeing the Live at Donington show, and Chris Slade's
kicks ass
drumming on it is phenomenal. But Fire Your Guns is like that fast pace AC/DC song that you always want them to go into, but now they're a little more mellow. But this is the fast AC/DC that I would put up there.
BB, what would your two be?
All right, I went with, since we did a little Brian Johnson, I didn't quite go AC/DC. I kind of went Brian Johnson. So my first song is from Jackal, Locked and Loaded.
Huh.
Okay. He sings on it. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Don't look on his face.
Yeah.
Prices
From Cut the Crap album, BC, right?
Cut the
From
Crap.
1987. Yep. That's a really cool song. When that song came out, you knew it was Brian Johnson. Oh. And those two guys just kick ass vocally. And the next one I picked is from the Greg Billings Band. The song is called Old Friends Don't Come Easy. They're a band out of Miami, and Brian Johnson also sings with this band. It is actually the first recording appearance since him leaving AC/DC.
Huh.
What's the name of the band?
The Greg Billings Band.
I thought you would have picked the one song that he does with Hollywood Vampires. Was it School's Out, Another Brick in the Wall? Mm-hmm. Is that bad?
Outside the box, baby.
Way outside the box.
I went really deep. Look at you wearing your big boy pants today.
Now, Sonny, what would your two be, son?
We are coming right back to the inside of the box.
Right back in the little box.
Into the cardboard.
AC/DC, I was introduced to AC/DC through MTV. So MTV absolutely brainwashed me. And one of my favorite AC/DC songs is Money Talks. I know it's a huge hit, but there's just something about that reoccurring You just keep hearing that same melody over and over and over.
Yeah.
I heard somebody do it at karaoke. I've heard people try to do AC/DC karaoke before. I've only heard one person do it well, but I've heard hundreds of people do it. And then my second one had to be off Back in Black, because Back in Black is a desert island album for me, and that's Shake a Leg.
That was. I was gonna pick between that and What Do You Do for Money, Honey. They were. I was like gonna flip a coin, but I just picked What Do You Do for Money, Honey. Yeah. I love Shake a Leg.
You had no
Have you ever heard the version on the AC/DC tribute with John Corabi singing it?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God!
Oh, is it
fucking
good? I gotta check
fantastic?
that out.
Yeah. Right, it's John Corabi singing that on there, right? I think it is. I want to say yeah.
So you had no coin that day, is what you're saying. You did flip a coin.
I didn't.
Flip a coin. Is it heads or tails tonight?
If I was going to throw two on there, it'd be giving the dog a bone.
Ooh, that's a good one.
To me, that's another classic in my book. And then War Machine off of Black Ice.
That was
That's a good
almost
one.
one of mine.
I just love the groove, the bass, and just the chorus. I found some new respect for AC/DC doing this.
There's never a bad song called War Machine. They're all good.
Not that no.
And hey, they
Good
ended
picks,
up doing
guys.
The
Good
soundtrack
picks.
for Iron Man 2, which has a character named War Machine.
Ooh, awesome.
Fun fact.
All right, my album is closed out, people.
Closed out, people. Then let's go to our guest, Sonny.
Oh, we're going to me next.
Yeah, let's get you going.
Okay.
Let's beat you.
So, I've got a list, top 9 bands. I can't pick a 10th because the 10th one's really, really hard because it gets really mucky. And number 9 on the list is Halestorm. And this is all time, right? So Halestorm's been, it's only been around really since 97 in some capacity, but the core group of Lizzie, RJ, Joe, and Josh have been around since 2004, and their first release was in 2009. They've got basically 9 albums out there, 4 studio, 3 cover LPs, 2 live albums. If you remember, they won the Grammy in 2013 for Best Hard Rock Performance.
Yeah.
Love Bites,
Love
So Do I.
Bites, So Do I.
They just got renominated again for Uncomfortable, so we'll see if they win again. These guys, since about 3-4 years ago, 2015 or so, they've been hitting the charts in U.S., Australia, Belgium, Canada, Japan, Netherlands, Sweden, Switzerland. Like they're huge in the UK right now.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is a band that probably has one of the few bands we have right now that has a chance to go into the next decade and the decade after if they do it well and they can stick together, because I think they do a great job just overall. For me, it's always vocals first, right? Then if you got melody, you got me. Then if you got a great guitar riff, you got me. And then I'm completely hooked by everything if if the songs are memorable and they're catchy. Then if you could pull it off live, I'm one step away from super fan. And you connect lyrics to my life, I am super fan the whole way. Like that's kind of how it goes. And Halestorm kind of hit all those things. So much so that I'm like, all right, the kids could get into this, right? So I pulled my kids to a Halestorm show. They were opening for somebody else that we'll talk about later. But, and it's at the Warfield in San Francisco. I had to work all day. So the wife drives the van with the kids to the Warfield, and I came from visiting stores and met them. They get out of the car, some homeless guy asks them for money. Nicole said, go away. He said, I'm going to shoot myself. Right? Jasmine's like, I think 6, maybe 7 years old. Right? I'm just like, oh my God. We had a meet and greet. I forgot that the Warfield was next to a strip club. So we're standing outside in line in front of the strip club.
Awesome.
And my
Good family
10-year-old
night.
son. Dad, like, there's a girl on a pole.
That's okay.
There's girls keep coming in and out of this place.
That's her
It's like,
job. That's her job.
And I'm like, Nicole's never gonna let me ever go to a concert again. I'll tell you though, the meet and greet went great. Lizzie and RJ especially, they were so cool to the kids. Right, talked to the kids for a while, asked them their favorite song, took pictures, all that. I felt compelled to write a letter to Lizzie. I handed to her because there was lyrics that connected to me about stuff that had happened way before in my life, but now it's like the early 2010s, and it's like
You heard it and you're like, wow.
yeah, it's like holy cow, this
Took you
person's
back
like
in
singing
time.
about me.
She's been following me around.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Today, Anthony still kind of likes Halestorm. He's 18. My middle daughter supposedly can't stand them, but I think she's in the room listening to them, but I don't know for sure. My youngest daughter still loves Hit Lizzy, and my wife tolerates it enough to where she's went in, 2 or 3 more times to see live. So that's kind of why I picked Halestorm. Cool. My album name, it's a long album name. Weathering the Storm, a collection for beginners. Where you been? Okay. All right. So the first song that I went with was I Miss the Misery, and it's off the album The Strange Case Of. Songs about her partners trying to change to be better. Lizzie's like, I kind of like the bad stuff, kind of miss, the screaming, the blaming, the virtual kick in the face, the rough sex. Kind of love the way it hurts. Don't really miss you. I actually kind of miss the misery. Which, it's catchy and awesome. I have yet to meet a person that's heard the song that didn't like it. And I think it was in a Budweiser commercial for a while.
Really?
I think they used it for a while, possibly, but I'm not positive on that. But
well, this misery drinking Budweiser.
yeah.
Especially the next day.
And then in several instances, I have exhibits.
Oh, here comes Esquire.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lyric.
Yeah. So for Uncomfortable, my next pick, I would like you to go to Exhibit A.
Oh my God. For the listeners at home, he has handed us a giant packet of papers that are labeled Exhibit A, B, C, with song lyrics.
So the song Uncomfortable is about, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, whether it makes you feel uncomfortable, good, because that was kind of what I was going for. And it's kind of got a cool breakdown in the middle. But some of these lyrics, because when you're listening to the music, you have no idea this is what she's saying, because the way that the melody writes, right?
Yeah.
So that pre-chorus that you're hearing is, I did it all to break every single preconceived notion that you have. I did it all to shake. And in the second time she says pre-chorus, she actually says rape. Mm-hmm. Every single one of the emotions just to make you uncomfortable. So the preconceived notion, like you wouldn't know that's what she's saying if you didn't look it up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So the clever lyrics and the way the melody writes is always kind of cool for me. So
Absolutely.
those are my first two. I Miss the Misery and Uncomfortable.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A. Totally blown away by
Exhibit B.
That's an excellent this album.
Yeah. I've always been a big Halestorm fan ever since I heard It's Not You on the radio. That was the first song that made it to the airwaves in Pennsylvania. And they're from Philadelphia, correct?
Yeah.
Like the Philadelphia area?
York. Philadelphia.
Yeah. Okay, well, you don't have to make me seem like an idiot, BC. York. I Miss the Misery.
That's what I usually get.
I Miss the Misery is a classic Halestorm song. And the thing that I think Lizzie does so well is the dichotomy of like the soft vocals and the harsh vocals. And especially on this song, it's like so good. She starts off like very melodic and very sweet, and then during the chorus, it's very harsh and just like I love like the it's such a catchy chorus, and I love it so much. Uncomfortable. The cadence of the singing is so fun and it's so unique, and it's a really great fast rocker. And I love how it's almost like a time change after the verses where it like slows down, but it's still like really heavy, and it's such a good 2 songs to open up the album, I think.
BB.
Yeah, definitely. These first 2 songs are the home runs of the album. I love the roller coaster it takes on. You get like the slow, then she turns heavy. You get the heavy guitar riffs in there. Her screaming vocals blow my mind because it's like a musical orgasm. And her lyrics from more songs that we're going to talk about, because I've never really ever listened to Halestorm besides maybe a couple covers. I didn't realize how dirty she is.
Yeah, you're gonna get a little bit later.
Like,
it gets dirty.
Wow.
Especially on one song in particular.
Yeah. Like, holy
Which is
cow.
my new favorite song.
Very naughty.
Yeah. Yes. So
That
definitely.
one lyric, I think you know what I'm talking about. Oh my god. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, definitely 2 home runs to start the album.
Yeah.
Great 2 opening tracks. I Miss the Misery. It's got the great chant, the whoa, whoa. That's very cool. Great song. I love it. The lyrics, and we just talked about the lyrics. Awesome, and actually have that written down. Awesome lyrics. Uncomfortable. Just like a straight rocker. I love I love when she sings fast. She has that certain cadence that she has, and it automatically hooks you. And like the chorus is like, it's like grinding. It's like a grinding chorus, and it's just like, God, she makes you just want to have sex.
Okay.
As BC moves 5 feet away, closer to me.
Okay.
That was BC's chair scraping across the floor.
Okay, so far very interested in analogy here. I miss the misery. To me, I love it because it's the heavy groove of the song, I think. And like Sonny said, her vocals are just.
There it is.
There's gonna be a lot of tonight. And then Uncomfortable, to me, I like it because it has a live feel to it. When you're listening to it, it's almost like you can see it, hear performing it live right in front of you. Yeah. And I just love the way she curses. That turns me on, makes me want to have sex.
Don't look at me when you say that.
All right. Seems like I'm going to curse the rest of the night now.
Dylan's going to be going now.
Okay, Sonny, what's her next two?
All right, so the next one is a song from the first record called I'm Not an Angel. Now, two of the co-writers, what's cool about living in Nashville and being kind of a startup band, and you get to write with a lot of different people. So two of the co-writers on I'm Not an Angel. One is Cara Diogardi, remember the Idol judge?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Right? And a guy named Marty Fredrickson, who also co-wrote Jaded by Aerosmith.
Okay.
So co-wrote Sorry by Buck Cherry.
Oh, okay.
Right? So these are guys that they're hit makers, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I would like to call your attention to Exhibit B. This song is all about, look, you kind of knew what you were getting into when you met me. You knew it was a bad idea to get involved. I should have probably made you go away, but you're living with it, and I think you're living with it because I think you like that it's hard, right? So I say this to my current wife a lot, like when I piss her off, it's like, you got what you got.
You know what you're getting.
You knew this,
right? It doesn't always go well, but yeah, right? But the chorus is just unbelievable lyrics, right? So it goes, I'll tear you down, I'll make you bleed eternally, can't help myself from hurting you when it's hurting me. I don't have wings, to fly with me won't be easy because I'm not an angel. I just got chills reading the lyrics. Just the song itself just hooks me, and it's an amazing ballad, so that's why I have it on my list. Number 4, I have Bad Romance. It's on the Reanimate album, written by Lady Gaga, obviously. If you know still Halestorm at all, you know they do a bunch of covers. They do them at least as well as the original, and many times better. I absolutely detest Lady Gaga's version of Bad Romance, and I think this kicks its ass. Because RJ's drum beats really give it a driving force, and there's a crunchiness to it that when I heard this version before I heard Lady Gaga's version, if I would have heard Lady Gaga's version first, I probably would have never listened to this song. So thank God I heard it backwards. But even my wife likes this version better, and she likes Lady Gaga. So I'm Not an Angel and Bad Romance was number 3 and 4.
BB.
Yeah, 2 great picks, and I think the spotlight of this, you actually hit Bad Romance. They turned it into their own, because I know both, and they just turn it into, they make it sound so much better. They make it their own, and once again, I think Lizzie's vocals are 1,000 times better than Lady Gaga's. On the Angel, it's a great tune, and I don't have anything written down for it.
It's a ballad.
It's a ballad.
Dylan.
I'm Not an Angel. I really love the strings in the background of the song. I always love when bands have some orchestral elements to a song that really boosts it up and makes it feel all the more emotional and epic. And I think the song really uses the roots really well. Bad Romance. I'm one of the guys that likes the original better. I love Lady Gaga, and I remember jamming out to The Fame Monster, which is what that album is on, like what album that song is on. And that song, just like the original, cannot be beat for me because I've just like had so much time with it. And I also don't like how she does the non, like, because in the original it's like rah rah. She just does na 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 na. I'm like, okay, come on, Lizzie. But vocal wise, she kicks ass on the song, and I do love the arrangement that they do with it. But I'm just a fan of the original a little better. But I still like it. I still think it's a great cover. I was done.
I'm Not an Angel. Slower song, a little ballad action going on there. Not bad. I don't hate it. It's good. The vocals are great on it. Her vocals are fantastic. Bad Romance. I think it's great. I love this version of it. Lady Gaga version I really like, but I love this version. I think that the Halestorm version is as the song should be. Rocked up, heavier drums. But it's got a great chorus in it, and that's on an EP, and the production is fucking fantastic on this song.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that one. Bad Romance, I mean, I love this a little bit more than the Lady Gaga version, but I have down that Lizzie Hale can cover any song and make it better, I think. And they've done, three
albums, yeah.
EPs or whatever of cover songs, which phenomenal, like Skid Row and Priest. And I'm No Angel, I have written down, love the vocals and the lyrics, and that's before we got the exhibits.
Pre-exhibit.
Pre-exhibits. Okay, Sonny, what's your next two?
All right, so number 5 and 6 are both off into the wildlife. So Apocalyptic. So I would like to call your attention to Exhibit C. This song is about a dysfunctional relationship, but the sex is amazing. But it's time to end it, things happen. So this last encounter better be real good, like end of the world breakup sex, right? So it's clever, it's sexy, it's aggressive, it's risky, it's rebellious. She has a way of changing the melody enough to hide the racy message, right? And until you read the lyrics, you really don't know what she's saying in the chorus, right? The chorus goes, I'll give you one last night, so make it twisted. Give you one last chance, go on and hit it. Obviously, you know what she's talking about there. Give you one last time to make me miss it. Baby, love me, apocalyptic, right? So, yeah, come on, yeah. Come on, yeah. And then the other thing that I really like about Halestorm is the solos are never too long. Like the solo, it gets there, it's good, it's quick, it's out. And it keeps the songs at that 3.5 to 4.5 minutes.
Yep.
To where you don't get too bogged down. What Sober Couldn't Say. Now, one of the co-writers on this is Natalie Hemby. She writes for Carrie Underwood, Kelly Clarkson, Keith Urban. So, like I said, kind of nice to live in Nashville. But like to call your attention to Exhibit D. Right? Because this song is basically like, look, I can't say what I want to say when I'm kind of sober. Because you keep saying you love me and all that crap. But this relationship kind of sucks and I'm drunk now, so it's kind of time for me to say what I want to say, right? And I actually, this has happened to me. I'll leave the person out of the mix, but this has happened to me in the past, right? So it's one of those songs where it's probably happened to a lot of people, right? That you can't, until you kind of get the courage to say something, but I've never been able to put it in words, right? And that whole thing about the first verse ends with one step closer with every swallow, like that's really cool, right? And in the chorus, when she says stuff like incoherent, truth serums, just to make me just enough to make me bulletproof. Like there's these she does a good job of sharing her feelings without having to say a lot of words, right? Now, you'd have to listen to the song a few times and know the lyrics and probably make the connection. Otherwise, you'd just be singing stuff you wouldn't know what you're saying, right? But once you make the connection, it's like, okay, now I get it, right? So I remember the first time hearing that song, I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. So yeah, my next two were Apocalyptic and Sober Couldn't Say.
Okay, BB, what do you think?
Apocalyptic, great heavy song, and this is another one that she just grabs you with her vocals. And what Sober Couldn't Say. Now that you say that Carrie Underwood, when I was listening to it, it was kind of like country-ish. Yeah. Like I was thinking about whatever the song she does about scratching the guy's truck or something.
I love that song. What song is that?
Oh God!
To the side.
Louisville Slicker to the headlights.
Yeah, and
next time he cheats.
Next time
when he cheats.
When he cheats or something.
Is that what it's called? I don't remember.
I don't know country.
But
when did they
that song reminded me. Now that you're saying, "Oh, Carrie Underwood, writer wrote that," I'm like, oh. So I wasn't too far off, but that one didn't grab me as much, And this is kind of where in the album, like, oh, all these songs have a meaning. right around this song, and then I go back and listen. Oh, okay. So, yeah, good picks. Just the one just didn't pull my taste out. Like, taste.
I got it.
Okay, now I gotta move.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Sonny's gonna be sitting on Dylan's lap by the end of the show.
You're not always like this, I swear.
What Sober couldn't say? Cool song. I remember this was one of the ballads on the ballads episode that Sonny picked, and I remember because we're working on something else too, and I remember going back listening to that episode, and I'm like, oh, that's that song. Cool. To me, it's got a '70s lounge music feel to it. That little keyboard sound that's in there kind of reminds me. You can see like a lounge singer kind of singing that song, like in a smoky bar, like kind of deal.
Like the Bill Murray character in this.
I don't want. I hate. I'm not gonna get into it. Apocalyptic, great. I've written down great, sexy rocker, end of the world, breakup sex, like fucking. That's it right there. Like, hit it one more time and make it memorable.
Okay.
Dylan.
Apocalyptic, I think Lizzie pulls off the attitude needed to make this song great. There's like such a just kind of a twist of the knife in how she sings the lyrics that really make it powerful. For some reason, the first time I heard it, I didn't like the pre-chorus, but as I kept listening to it, it grew on me, and I liked it a lot. And I love the chorus, especially the end with the apocalyptic come on. Like it's got that just like that, banging my head to it. What Sober couldn't say. Any song that's soft is able to make me feel something.
Right.
I always like, and I think Lizzie has such a powerful voice that's really showcasing the song. So I think that was a good pick as well.
Okay, Apocalyptic. I mean, after getting the exhibit.
Yep.
I mean, it's making a whole new twist on what I was listening to before.
I didn't know I was gonna have to read when I came here tonight. God damn it!
Yeah, this is fucking awesome.
I didn't know I had to exercise to come up the stairs. So what
I never.
We have an elevator. We could have taken. You could have taken.
Like I said, this song is just I keep coming back with Lizzie Hill. To me, is the vocals.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the band is icing on the cake, but she can sit behind with no music and just bat out stuff, and it'd be great. I think.
Yeah.
And what Sober could it say? Again, just the music and just her vocals kick ass. I mean, to me, that's Lizzie Hill.
Yeah.
She can perform any type of music and just bring life to it, as we saw with Bad Romance and all this sort of stuff.
True.
Sonny, you're next to.
All right, so 7 and 8. My number 7 is "It's Not You" off the self-titled album. First album, first track, kicks your ass, and 10 years later, they haven't let me down. And so I was talking about this personal situation about what Sober couldn't say. So I get drunk, and I think the exact words I said were, "I'm in love with somebody, found someone that completes me. It's not you."
Yeah.
I think that's what I said. And then when she left, I didn't really see her after that. Oops. So great song for me. And then my 8th song is my new favorite song, "Do Not Disturb" off of Vicious. And I bring you to Exhibit E. Because there is a twist in this song that you might not have picked up. So the song's about a threesome. You probably picked that up. Simple. What's the problem? There's right. Bass line's cool, right? The bass line's pretty cool in it. But so she says, "I love your accent.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I wonder what it'll sound like when you come," right? So then it goes on in that chorus. "I'm on the very top floor, room 1334. There's a king-size bed. You can do it on the floor. Turn your cell phone off. Leave a sign on the door that says 'Do Not Disturb,' right?" And then the second part of that chorus is, "If I were you, I'd bring your girlfriend too. 2 is better than 1. 3 is better than 2. Leave a sign on the door the whole night through that says 'Do Not Disturb.'" So when I first heard the song, I'm like, oh, okay. Heard the song a second time, I'm like, wait a second. She's not talking about her. This is a guy. Because he's telling his girlfriend to bring your girlfriend too. So she's singing it from the guy's point of view. So it's the girlfriend that's got the accent.
Or she's telling her girlfriend to bring her girlfriend.
Possible. But see, there's a possibility it could be both ways.
It is true.
We have a death of the author situation. But,
So again, racy message. It was released as a single, and she could really kill us.
Love this.
I love the song. So It's Not You and Do Not Disturb.
Nice. BB.
It's funny now you show us the lyric.
Yeah, I know. This is...
Because what I couldn't understand, I understood all the... I didn't know what room she was in.
1334?
I didn't know. I like...
34. There's a king inside.
I just couldn't. I didn't know if it was like 734. I couldn't. And that
Well, like
that,
there is
that
some
was
weird,
what,
like another vocal track underneath
Yeah.
that kind of
right. So it's
a dual
muffled.
track,
It's
yeah.
muffled out a little bit. But I understood everything else. But I'm like,
What did
what
that be?
number?
What room is she in? God
Wouldn't
damn
that
it!
be
I want to
frust-
go.
Wouldn't that be frustrating if you didn't know what the fuck it was? You
I know I'm on the top floor.
God damn it!
Start begging on all the rooms on the top
He's
floor.
like, is it a Shining reference? I want to know if it's a Shining reference.
You know what happened? It would be BC. He'd be banging on the door. Lizzie boarding up the door. Okay, I'm here.
This is actually from the perspective of BC.
I'm sorry, BC.
But I'm going to jump on your coattails because I love this. Is a fantastic song. Blows my mind musically, lyrically, vocally. Fantastic.
What about It's Not You?
Oh, yeah. We got so up.
I didn't write anything for that.
Okay. It's Not You was the first song I ever heard from Halestorm. A classic. I love the start. It's almost. Is it a cowbell that starts it off with the? Ting,
It is.
Ting,
Yeah,
ting.
yeah.
I'm in love with.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like such an iconic statement song to put out there of like, this is who we are. Take us or leave us. Do not disturb. When I heard the line, I love your accent. I wonder what it'll sound like when you come. I'm like, holy fuck! They could not have released this as a single. And I look, and they released. Are you fucking kidding me?
Sorry. How the hell did they do that? I silenced the phone.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean that it's going to be silent if you press play on the fucking music.
Wow. You hear how my son talks to me? That's disgraceful.
Oh my god!
We think it's hilarious.
Break it up. Come on.
See, everybody thinks it's going to be me. It seems I break something to fight. I think it's going to be them
It's
two.
going to be those two tonight. Holy shit.
I'm sorry. Proceed.
But I'm just blown away that it was released as a single. Like that blows my mind. I'm like, okay, but I think in terms of tempo, it's a little too slow for me. But I love how open she is in the song. Like you don't see that like at all, and I think that's really cool that she is just putting it out there for the world and doesn't have any qualms about it. That's really awesome to see from such a powerful female singer.
All right, Steve. Let's hear what you got.
First of all, you notice he didn't scream at BB when BB did that when he was talking before.
Well, that
I'm
was
just gonna
the
say
warning. That
I'm
was
just
the
gonna say
warning,
that.
and then
I'm just gonna say
it was
You
straight
broke the
to.
warning.
I'm just going to say that. I am chastised. I
And
apologize.
also, I was talking.
I
so
apologize.
You interrupted me as well.
Unintentional. Totally unintentional. All right. It's Not You. And actually, and I said that because like the very first thing I've written down cowbell. Like the total falling out of love song. Great song. It's got and actually Sonny said it before. The solos that they have on these songs, they totally fit. They're short, sweet. They enough that you could say that there actually is a solo in the song, but they're good and they're fitting solos and it's great. Excellent song. And Do Not Disturb. Very naughty girl. She's a very, very naughty girl. But it's cool though. And actually that song has another great solo in it too. And just like going to lyrics, regardless of what room she's in, BB.
Who cares?
Unless you're actually looking for her. But
I'm looking.
I think it's cool. Like you said, you read that as she's singing from the guy. I'm thinking that she's like hooking up with like two other girls. Yeah. So
Peg.
who everyone's mind is everywhere on this song. And I think that's a good point of the song that depending on what your mindset is or whatever, you could think whatever you want to think. But it's refreshing actually to have a female sing these type of songs, I think. Because it's always the guy getting laid, but like I'm sure there's probably people like, oh, she's like a slutter. But no, she's having fun with it, like bring it, do it. Fuck yeah. Do it up. And I gotta say, Lizzie, please grow your hair back.
I agree.
She's rocking the Joan Jett look.
Yeah. Okay. It's Not You. I mean, back in the day, Pennsylvania musician. Lizzie and her brother were like a little duel around Pennsylvania, southern Pennsylvania. So when
And they were in there a lot.
they were in
Or
a
New
lot.
York.
Huh?
Or New York,
New York.
as you told me.
York.
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 I gotta go,
No,
let's
York,
go
not
to
New
a
York.
Broadway show.
York. Not New York. York. But when they first came out with their album, this is the first song I heard, and I was like, wow, these guys have grown up and they're fucking rocking now. And I just love the heaviness of that song, and again, comes back to her vocals. And then Do Not Disturb, I listened to a few times, and like I said down here, I love the sexual theme of this song. And after reading the lyrics
kick in the
and conversations here, we're not sure who is it with, guys, girls, but who cares?
If you watch the video,
It's all
so they
fun.
just
I did
released
not
a
see the
video.
video. Oh, really?
It's like this artsy kind of video. The guy sitting on the bed and two girls are coming in.
Oh, okay.
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 There's your answer, folks.
Just
Three's
saying.
better than one. Three's better
Yeah,
than two.
yeah. And it sounds stupid, but it works in the
It
song.
works
It does,
really
it
well
does.
in the
Like-
song. It works really well. She sells it.
Yeah.
I'm loving the exhibits.
All right, my final two. The first one is Better Sorry Than Safe, and it's a play on words, right? Better safe than sorry. Better sorry than safe. Off the self-titled album. This one's co-written by Brian Howes. He helps write Hinder songs, Daughtry, Nickelback, right? So that's where all the hits are coming from. I'd like to call your attention to Exhibit F. Songs about, look, you haven't really done anything wrong, but I'm just kind of not feeling it. So, it's the whole, it's not you, it's me.
I'm done.
So, like, I'm going to bounce here and go take another shot. Again, perfect ballad, right? But the way she kind of puts it about, I can't even think of one good reason why I'm always thinking about leaving. Like, there's this, if this person's drinking, which I've been there, right? It's like, I better come up with some reasons because I got to go. But one of the things that she does, which I've heard more bands do lately, and maybe I've never noticed it before, is there'll be a connection from the end of the first verse to the end of the second verse with just a little twist, right? So in the first verse she says, from the moment I wake, I plan my escape. But then on the second verse she says, in the morning I'll wake and make my escape, right? So throughout the song, she's deciding.
Thinking about it, and then
And
it's
and
happening
it's
at the
happening
end.
now, right?
Yep.
Which is just totally cool. And to be able to put down in words, look, I'm going to leave, and I know you think I'm nuts, but I'm going to be okay.
I need to.
Yeah, because I got to go, right? And why wait till we throw plates at each other? I
Right.
think that was the other thing I said when I was too drunk to say what I was saying.
Right.
So that was my 9th song. My 10th song is Mrs. Hyde. Dude, I love this song. I love the whole Jekyll and Hyde idea. So I went back and pulled up our buddy Paul Stanley. This is what he said before Thrills of the Night in the Animal Alive Uncensored video. Here's a little song. This song's about a girl who tries to be a real, straight, little good girl during the day, but at night that girl is bad. Right? That's exactly what this song's about. The drums totally makes me play air drums every time the song comes up, because there's a couple of times where RJ's going nuts. And I don't think RJ gets enough credit, because if you've never seen Halestorm live, RJ's all over the place.
He is.
Like, it's amazing
He is.
that he can stay in beat, because I've seen musicians that have drummers like that can't stand them, because, like, dude, just let me do what I'm doing, because you're messing me up when you're all
play.
over the
Yeah.
place. But it's like Josh and Joe aren't even listening to what he's doing.
Yeah.
They just do what they do. He'll be back where he needs to be. Don't worry about it, kind of thing. But lyrics like, I can play the bitch, I can play the whore, or your fairy tale princess who could ask for more, a touch of wicked, a pinch of risque. As Bannon would say, that's gold, Jerry.
That's gold, Jerry, gold.
It's like, that's gold stuff. So yeah, my 9 and 10 was Better Sorry Than Safe and Miss Hyde.
Cool. Dylan, what do you think?
There is one thing that will always get me to love a song, and that is a kick-ass key change. And Better Sorry Than Safe has a kick-ass key change. I don't know what it is about a key change, but like, there's always that moment of emotional uplift when you have it. And I had that with this song. It's so good. The solo's awesome, and like I said, key change, everybody. You just pick any song that has a key change in it, I'll love it.
That's what Lizzie Borden needs.
Yeah, the key changes. Come on, Lizzie.
You heard it
And
first.
Mrs. Hyde is such a rocking song. The soft and loud vocals that Lizzie does are perfect for the song. I love the my God in the
Yeah.
chorus. Like, it's such a cool little part of it. It almost could be like in a Tim Burton movie in a way. It has that vibe to it, that like spooky Nightmare Before Christmas, even though that wasn't actually Tim Burton. It was Tim Selleck, maybe? Selnick?
Tom Selleck?
Tom Selleck. Magnum PI.
Magnum PI, yeah.
But like it could be in like Edward Scissorhands or something like that. It has that kind of creepy vibe. But Mrs. Hyde was definitely my pick from this list because it's such a rocking song and it showcases Lizzie's soft vocals and also the harsh vocals really well.
Good. BB.
Yeah, 2 great kick-ass songs that close the album. This is almost like a 50 Shades of Grey album. Maybe you should have named it like the 10 Shades of Grey, because after listening to all this, how can you not be like horned up and just looking at her? You know what I mean?
Everyone's adjusting their chairs again.
That's right.
50 Shades of Fucked Up. That's actually a line in 50 Shades of Grey.
Is it?
I'm 50 Shades of Fucked Up. I'm not even joking. Fucking terrible.
Lizzie Hale's got me 50 Shades of fucked right the fuck
You're
up.
all fucking twisted up now, baby.
Whew. Yeah.
All right, I mean, good way to finish off the album. I mean,
Yeah, you need to
better
take
smoking
a
a safe.
And you're smoking a pancake. Sorry.
He's got to go outside and get some cool air on him. He's already
Throw a bucket of water on you.
Throw him out, calm him down. Better sorry than safe. I love the mid-tempo of it. And again, I keep coming back to her vocals. That's what attracted me to Lizzie Hale to begin with. And that's just a great way to finish it up. And Mr. Hyde, I mean, I like the guitar in it.
Mrs. Hyde.
Miss Hyde.
Ms. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde.
Even though she says Mrs. Hyde in the song.
I love the guitar in it, but I mean, the production kind of lost me a little bit. Just with if it was production a little bit better, I'd be way into it. But I love the guitar in it. Okay. So that was Sonny's greatest hits 10. Oh,
almost. It was
Almost.
almost.
Right? I
almost
forgot
said-
about you more than a couple times.
Payback's a bitch.
Not that it was on purpose or anything.
Steve.
I'm going to say, first of all, I think I misspoke. I believe that Better Sorry Than Safe was the song that Sonny picked on the ballad episode.
Yes.
When I saw that, I'm like, shit, I was wrong on that. Sonny did pick Better Sorry Than Safe on the ballads episode, which was really cool. And excellent song, breakup song. The vocals are friggin' excellent in that song. Ms. Hyde, great riff. The vocals are great. And awesome chorus. And just another very naughty song.
Good theme.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Not a bad thing. Okay, so that was Sonny's top 10 greatest hits from Halestorm. Dylan, if you were to add 2, what would it be?
Utah, give me 2. So my 2, you mentioned before that they won a Grammy for Best Metal Performance. Love Bite, So Do I have to put on. I fell in love with the song the first time I heard it. I love the part, especially, I think it's after the second chorus, where like it has the build up where like she starts low and then it ends up like being a siren scream at the end, and it's so good and such a rocking song. And like you said, the solo doesn't overstay its welcome. It's just like a quick little thing, and then it's right to the rest of the song. My second song is a cover that was also on the first Reanimate. It's their cover of I Want You, She's So Heaven from the Beatles. The way she does that song is so powerful, and it has that apocalyptic feel that I think that song has, and it captures that really well. And I love how she puts in at the end a little reference to the song The End. You know, in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. I thought that was a really cool intro, and it's a great cover, and honestly, I might like that version better than the original.
All right, I also did, Dylan and I talked about this before, but I needed to have this song on there. Love Bites, So Do I. I had that on there also because it's just an awesome rocker. I love everything for the Dylan mentioned, so I'm not going to go into that. The other song that I picked was my personal favorite Halestorm song.
Hailstorm.
Halestorm. Get at the Halestorm, not the Jerk Store, the Halestorm. I'm going to go to Exhibit G. Yes. Exhibit G, which I didn't print out, but I'm going to call Exhibit G the lyrics for this song. All right. Starts out, we could just go home right now, or maybe we should stick around for just one more drink. Get the bottle out, let's shoot the shit, sit back down, have one more drink. Here's to us, here's to love, here's all the times we fucked up, because the last few days have kicked my ass. I mean, it's just such a good kind of mellow song. Like it could be a guy and a girl talking, it could be two buddies talking, shooting the shit. It's just a good friendship song. I think you could, not to get, like all
a
like
good drinking
whatever,
song.
but it is. It's just it's a good song, and her vocals are just so out front and so have like meaning in the way she sings it. I think that it sounds sincere the way she sings it, and it's my favorite Halestorm song.
Believe it or not,
Halestorm song. Why do I keep saying Halestorm?
there is a cleaned up version of that song on a Kid Bop's album.
Oh my God, really?
Really?
Yeah, that's when my kids first heard it because I couldn't play that song and have my wife.
So what are they breaking out a drink box or
Juice box, yeah.
Tell them to go. Tell them to
I'm
go.
gonna pop in the straw.
Go
Yeah, listen to it. It's
mess themselves.
BB.
All right, my 2 bonus tracks are somewhat covers since they kind of do a couple covers and they
somewhat or are they covers?
They are, and they turn it in their own. The first one is "It Fell on Black Days" from Soundgarden. I love both songs, and they're both neck and neck. I can't give one notch to the other because both vocally they're amazing. The second one is "Hunger Strike." There is a video on YouTube from 2015. She sings with Corey Taylor.
Oh, wow.
And there is the Contemporary Youth Orchestra plays behind them. It was at some APMA awards, and it is just gives you chills. They both go back and forth just like Eddie Vedder and Chris Cornell does it.
I want to say it's the Alternative Press.
Alternative Press Music Awards, but it's called APMA. Hunger Strike with Corey Taylor and the Contemporary Youth Orchestra. It is fantastic.
The Alternative Press Music Awards.
Okay. Everybody too, BC.
If I was going to add 2 more in there, one of them would be "I Get Off." Talking about I try to as much as possible, but talking about lyrics tonight, and again, that first album just she had her hooks into me. And "Dirty Work." I just love the vocals and the group
The
vocals
innuendo.
Innuendo and that, Again, I can't look at this music the same way after tonight.
No, absolutely not.
But that'd be my 2 tracks for
the
Halestorm
bonus, yeah.
Top 10.
All right, you guys, that was the ending of part 1 of this episode. This episode, we had such an awesome time. It took us forever to record, so it's like almost like a 3-hour extravaganza here. And you heard mine and Sonny's Greatest Hits albums for the BC Greatest Hits album episode. And I'm sure you'll probably like mine or Sonny the best. But tune in 2 weeks for part 2. And we will see you next time. And there will be a next time.